One Punch Man is just so funny. It's almost a parody of an anime.
Yeah.
So it's almost like actually like Rick and Morty in the fact that Rick and Morty is almost a parody of like animated like American style.
Yeah.
And like intellectual comedy.
Yeah.
Where it's like people are like, oh, you have to be really smart to understand Rick and Morty.
So smart.
Yeah. You don't. You just have to be like average smart. But they're like, they just make it funny, you know?
The creators are like,
so are you saying that like Rick and Morty is too over my head for me?
No.
Almost definitely.
No, there are a lot of fans who are like, oh my gosh, it's so intellectual. You have to be so smart to understand it.
Hey guys, welcome to Gamified podcast. I'm Harley.
I'm Zuff.
And we have a special guest with us today to speak about our topic. We've got Stitch, which is Zuff's better half.
Oh, I'll accept that one.
And
Better
today we're
1/3.
yeah.
1/3, yeah. Wait, what do you call him? Fat?
No, tall. Tall.
Okay, yes.
How about both?
Yeah.
All right. I guess I see I'm going to get ganged up on this whole episode, as is tradition.
And today's topic is our favorite animated series.
So this counts anime as in like Japanese anime or like animated things like the English like created ones and everything. So who wants to start it off?
I think we should let our guest go. So Stitch, do you wanna yours is Death Note, right?
Yeah. My favorite anime. It's pretty much like the only anime I've watched, I think. So
Why Death
You have
Note?
to educate me because I've never seen Death Note.
pretty much Death Note is an anime about a god of death drops a death note into Japan purposefully so that he can watch what happens. And a really, really, really smart like Japanese student, I think he's in senior year or something like that. His name is Light Yagami. He picks it up and it's got instructions written in it in English because, you know, English is meant to be the most common language in the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And he reads the instructions and it says, whosever name you write in this book shall die.
Oh, I like that premise. I like that for a TV series.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it though. But
for an opening like statement on an animated series for someone who's never watched it, that's actually
it's pretty strong.
quite intriguing.
Yeah, and it presents the moral issue of if you could write someone's name in a book and they die, if you don't specify the death, they die of a heart attack.
Does it deal with the ramifications of doing that though?
Well, if you write someone's name in the book, you don't go to heaven and you don't go to hell.
Oh, I like
you stay in
that.
limbo. It's like Death Stranding.
Oh, I like that.
So that's the basic premise. And this boy picks up this book and he's like, this obviously isn't real. I'm a rational, smart human being and I know this isn't real. And I can't remember how it is that he tests it. I think he writes someone's name who was like trying to hurt a woman and he dies by being hit by a truck.
Whoa.
And he's like, oh my God, it's real. I killed someone. And he's dealing with like the thought of I've just killed someone.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have questions. I always have questions. I noticed that there is the animated series.
Yeah.
But they also brought in a live action film of that same.
Do you have thoughts about that film?
Yes, that's my question. And do they stick closely to the animated series or do they change it?
They stray. So obviously people would be able to break this down a lot better, like who've watched both and who've really studied both. They've changed a lot of stuff. So it's an American kid who's like a bit of a douche.
It's always
like
America.
Japanese style hair. That's the closest thing.
Wow, okay.
And the
So you're saying they kind of whitewashed it a bit?
No, they made it American.
Yeah.
So basically in the traditional in the original,
It was in Japan.
he kills too many people with heart attacks. He kills criminals. So he decides he's going to be this person who does what he has everyone, or like not everyone, but he does what he thinks everyone has been dreaming of, and that is punish people who've done the wrong thing. So punish people who've murdered people, punish people who've done horrible things to other people, and he sees this as a moral.
So he's using it as like a moral compass to do good by eliminating potentially bad people.
Yeah, he thinks he's a
or
good
reoffending
person,
people,
and he's killing people who have been
who he thinks are bad enough.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
And
cross a
then
certain line.
because he does it too much, people notice. So
Yeah, like it's a weird
justice
thing.
forces notice, and then they have a summit, and they're like, "There's all these heart attacks of all these criminals, and it's not a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence."
So out of the normal statistics.
So they're like, let's put
Yeah.
our understanding of, you know, how people can die aside and think someone must be doing this, someone must be responsible. And this really, really brilliant investigator called L, he goes by just code names. He doesn't really give his real name out to people because, you know, protected identity is you're protecting yourself. So he comes in and he's investigating this case, and they call it the Kira case because in English, killer. So the Japanese adopted it to be Kira.
Yeah.
Because he's killing people.
Is that racist? Because it's just, you know how like they can't say L.
I don't think so.
I don't know, it kind of sounds like they're making fun of it almost.
No, it's Japanese anime.
It's
Yeah,
in the
no,
They
no.
made that word.
Okay.
So it's not racist.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Get off your PC
Oh,
wagon.
yeah, whatever.
And yeah, so he and he's really, really, really smart. He's not like anyone else. He's, you know, he's spindly and pale because he never goes
Peculiar.
outside, and he's, you know, he's a little bit ASD. Like he has routines that he doesn't like to break, and he doesn't understand social norms, but he does what he knows is right, which is investigating and
finding the truth.
And he is obsessed with being right, and he's obsessed with getting to the bottom of things. So he doesn't like making mistakes, but he's willing to accept when he's made them and learn from them and find the right answer. And so he's a really great investigator. And it's basically these two like having this epic
Mental battle.
sophisticated, intelligent battle. And that's what's so captivating about it, because they are playing chess the entire time and you're like, who is going to win the game? And it's interesting. The conclusion of the series, I did not 100% like. Just I feel like
season 2 just made me disappointed.
Was it?
Like,
yeah, was that when
So
Elle?
what was your thoughts on it?
I really liked it.
Are we going to do spoilers, by the way?
No.
It's been out for like 10 years.
I
if
know,
you-
but
No, I haven't seen it.
yeah, I feel like for people who haven't got into it yet, I don't want to ruin.
Okay.
Party
My-
pooper
my-
over
my-
here, but I have not seen it.
My thoughts on it without trying to spoil anything is they with the two main characters, especially in like season 1, because they're like at a matched level of intelligence.
Yeah.
It's a very good back and forth.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like Elle is brighter. He
He
has less information to go off, but he keeps up, and I feel like that makes him brighter.
That's a good point.
Elle has extra information and is able to use that. I mean, so Light has extra information. He's able to
and
use
he's also
that.
got like the whole Shinigami thing that he can use.
Yeah.
Then in saying that, I don't like how in the ending, Light's fundamental character changed. Almost.
Yes.
Like
yes.
his personality was kind of meant to
So
be.
what he started off as a season 1
No, it's not
and
even
his
like
story
just
progression,
in season
or
1 all the way up until the very last episode. He was very consistent in his character type, and then in the last episode he broke it.
He
And
just
it
But I
wasn't-
feel like that can be explained, but it didn't feel right watching
It didn't feel right watching it. No.
But there can be explanations for how it ended up, and it just like, so you have logical reasons for why it got there, and yeah, it works out well. Just the feeling was a little bit off for me and a little bit disappointing.
So-
I know they constructed it so
the
well,
concept of this whole show is what drew you in.
yeah.
Like, how did you come about finding out what Death Note was? Did you read a comic or like a
Oh yeah. Before we go into that, in terms of the movie,
in terms
they
of the
came
movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of hardcore fans will say they hated the movie because it strayed. It deconstructed the anime and then it reconstructed it in an American context.
Yeah.
And when you have these brilliant pieces of work, reassembling them in an American scope, it's really, really challenging, and it can be really hit and miss because American audiences want something else, and that particular piece of art might not be applicable for that type of context.
Yeah.
So you have things like Death at a Funeral, British,
very British.
amazing,
turned into an American
hilarious,
movie?
and it
Not
sucked.
as
I didn't
good.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like
And
it.
like, here's the other
But
thing.
I'm from the British context. I'm not from the American context. Maybe the Americans
But even
liked it.
someone like me, like us, you showed me Death at a Funeral, and then I saw the other one, and I did not like the other one as much.
I, just
I
stopped watching.
suppose that's the same with like The Office.
The Office
So
was
the British
successful.
Office
But see,
was successful,
because
but the American Office was even more successful.
Yeah, it's just
they
that's a
continued
weird
totally-
one,
though. They continued.
Yeah,
So there was only one season of the original Office,
and then
and it was kind of revolutionary in its design.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Gervais is amazing.
Yeah.
He's one of the most talented, writers and comedians. But it was one of those pieces of art that could be taken from its context, deconstructed, reconstructed into a new context and be successful.
Yeah.
And I feel like, with Death Note, Japanese context,
it's
a lot
very
of
different.
the nuances
Yeah.
are particular to Japan. So when you deconstruct it, you have to be really, really careful about how you reconstruct it because some of the things won't make sense. So they reconstructed it into an American context, and I feel like you lose a lot of things. But if you completely ignore the original series, you have no preconceptions about what you're going to see. You just watch it as an American film. It is tolerable.
It's but here's my issue with it as well is it felt rushed, like very
Yeah.
rushed. It would make more sense to just make like a live action series of that, so you can get the same level of detail and nuance and all those micro progressions throughout the series that lead up to like the finale that makes sense.
Okay.
Right? Because there's a lot of really fine details that you can't put into a movie unless you do like a 3-hour long movies like you would.
That's
like
how
Lord
I
of the
feel
Rings.
about my option.
What's your option?
My option was the Killing Joke animated series of Batman.
I've not watched it.
And it's based off the comics, and they totally changed some
They
stuff.
butchered it, you reckon?
Oh, it's good. They just changed some stuff.
You know what's a terrible live action movie of like an anime? Dragon Ball.
Oh my
God.
God.
That
I haven't
thing
seen it.
was
That is a movie we shall never discuss on
like-
this podcast.
Yeah, they could have just done so well with
And
that,
he
right?
discusses it after she says we'll never discuss it.
This is why I need a new co-host. Are you available?
Excuse me, what's happening here?
I think I like your other half. Sorry, your better half better than you.
Oh my god, I knew I was
Sister
gonna get bullied during this
solidarity.
episode.
Sisters.
So that was an
doing
example
it.
of whitewashing, and that was an example of taking something from a Japanese context, trying to put into an American context,
Yes,
and
I
not doing
agree.
it successfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I felt like Avatar Airbender was a bit like that too.
Hey. Oh wait, the live action?
The live
yeah,
action
yeah, live
was-
action did not do it justice.
it's boring.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the animated series, but again, that was something that I noticed significantly.
I loved the animated series. Like
Yes, I know you do.
I watched every episode
we have
of
a
the
pop
first season.
figure as
Oh,
well
it's
somewhere.
over there. It will come up on the next episode.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it because it was kind of different. And here's something I find interesting. Some animes I can watch English dubbed, and some I can only watch English subbed.
And that's the thing with Death Note. because when you have something as amazing as that series, you need to do it justice when you find the voice actors. It can't just be anyone. And they were so
feel like that
selective.
with Spirited Away and those types of movies and Howl's Moving Castle, you have to have it in Japanese and have the English subtitles.
So Dragon Ball is one of my favorite.
I see what you're saying.
Favorite like animes of all time, and Dragon Ball Z.
I can tell. Look how excited you're getting.
That we have up here, and
subtle Goku.
Son Goku.
Yeah, well, it's subtle. I mean, it's standing out like a fucking sore thumb.
Yeah, anyways, can you not bash my wall, please?
Look, I'm fucking angry.
Here's the thing. I started watching that in English dubbed, and then I went and tried to listen to the subbed one, and the voice actor for Goku is so high pitched in his sound.
Isn't that awful?
And it's just, I couldn't do it. I was like,
I watched.
sorry, man.
I watched.
That's like,
wasn't that High School Musical?
No, I just gripped you like death grip, like claw.
Dude, I kind of like that.
Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh,
you
yes.
have to listen to it in Japanese.
You have to.
The pig is incredible.
Yeah.
She
Well, that was like-
amazing.
That was like with Howl's Moving Castle. So they had American actors like Christian Bale. I can't think of the other ones, but those
One word.
people in there. Bale. And you would have thought it'd been great. Have to watch it in Japanese.
I think it's what you get used to sometimes.
Because I think I like it. Christian Bale, don't get me wrong, is a fantastic actor. Also my favorite Batman actor.
What's that line again? What's that line again? Like where he had a freak out because someone was like messing with the light.
Yeah.
During a scene, and he's like trying to do the scene, and then he just exploded.
Yeah, walking across the fucking camera.
Yeah.
Did he walk across? No, I thought he was doing something in the background.
He walked across camera view behind Christian Bale, and he was fiddling with the lighting. And it was a live take. It was a live take.
Good take or something.
I do a little bit get that.
Yeah.
I totally
like when you're
get
unprofessional,
that.
but at the same time, because he's
Hey, let's get back on
Anyway.
topic.
Hey.
All right, question for both of you.
Best Batman ever.
No.
I'm the queen of tangents.
Yeah, I know, right? What is your favorite anime growing up?
Wait.
animated show?
Can we finish Death Note?
Oh, yeah, fine. Let's finish.
Okay,
Death
Dude,
so
you've been on Death Note for the last 20 minutes.
the adaptation wasn't great. If you watch it without expecting the anime series, you're sort of golden. Like it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Bearable.
standalone. It's okay. If you think about what it should have been from the anime, disappointing.
Should we be watching the anime over the film?
Oh,
Yes,
100%.
You can stop at season 1 or 2.
Also, I'm pretty sure the seasons are available on Netflix as well as the live action movie.
Yeah, they're on Netflix. You can stop pretty much just after the homoerotic scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just after that, you have to watch that one.
The voice actors.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm glad you put your face away from the microphone for that one. At least you didn't snort like you did before. Anyways.
The voice
Fuck
actors
me.
phenomenal. Amazing choices for the English dub. English dub you can listen to if you want to watch Death Note.
Yeah.
Particularly Elle. Oh my god. There's something about that voice actor's voice for that role.
So,
And I got into it. I'm answering the questions from before so that I can get off being tangent.
Yeah, please.
Right?
okay.
And the reason I got into it is because Billy, I went around to his house.
Billy.
Yo, Billy.
Hey, yo, Billy.
Billy, baby. Thank you.
On topic. Let's go.
Yeah.
Good old Mr. Billy Williams Noonan. I used to go around to his house when I was like after school or in school, something like that, and we would watch Death Note. And I was like, I would run in and be like, "Let's watch Death Note. I want to see what happens." And he had the box set, so we could watch it before Netflix.
Dude, I love that.
That's good.
And he's like, "We don't need to watch it after this part. Like you won't like it." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then when I watched it afterwards, I should have trusted you, Billy. You knew what you were talking about.
All right.
So then,
and that's it. That's how I got into it. And so you're welcome.
okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look at. I have to look into that. But
Definitely.
what was yours, Zuff? Like, what
My
was your
favorite
favorite anime apart from Dragon Ball Z?
I have to say, I watched the shit out of Naruto. Like,
Naruto.
I watched literally all like 350 episodes from the first season.
That's me in One Piece.
Oh yeah, no, I can't do One Piece. I
What?
stopped after like 100 episodes or whatever.
No.
You stopped after only 100.
Yeah.
I stopped after 0.
Oh yeah, exactly. You didn't
Okay,
even
you can
start.
all get out of your own house,
Yeah,
please.
but
I
like-
had no means to watch anything. I had to scab off friends by
Yeah.
watching their box sets. It was like revolutionary for me to watch
Like
things.
Naruto was like the one that I watched so much. I actually subjected you to many hours of hearing Naruto when we were living back in the granny house, granny flat of my parents' house.
I think that's where I learned to phase out of existence and into my own brain.
Yeah, I watched like back to back episodes and I binged all of it.
See, some people are so mad
Uh,
about Naruto, and then it's either that, it's Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
I did not do much. I
or
watched
what was
it, but
the
I
other
wasn't that
one?
into it.
Beyblades.
Beyblades
Do you
was
remember that one?
very interactive.
Beyblades.
But here's the thing.
Pokemon.
With
and Pokemon.
With not Dragon Ball, sorry, with Naruto. This is gonna annoy you. I watched every episode except for the last 5.
Why? Yeah.
Why? Because I got to that point and I got busy and then I was like, now I
Okay,
have to
I
watch.
have-
I have a question for Stitch. Stitch, why are you still with this man? He is butchering the name of what a series is. You're supposed to watch everything in its entirety, apart from Death Note, because you had some
Yeah,
pretty solid advice on that. But why are you leaving the last 5 episodes out? You went that long.
I think I will finish it.
How I Met Your Mother. What else have we got? Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah.
There are so many TV series.
You don't want to
I've
watch
watched
the end.
the end of all of those.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
was
like How I Met Your Mother?
disappointed
I
with the ending.
was disappointed.
How dog shit.
Hey, on
Was
topic.
that-
We are on. Yeah.
Let's not go on a tangent.
That might be an episode for both you and I, Stitch, for later.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love that. Oh,
Sorry, I'm abusing your wall. I do
Yeah.
apologize.
Can we not make
I'm
holes?
too small for this chair.
We'll get you a baby stool next time.
Yes.
So Naruto, you just totally dogged the last.
But see, like both of those are very
5
new,
episodes.
very old series. But in terms of new series, I haven't seen season 2 of both Attack on Titan or One Punch Man. But I really want to. I really enjoyed Attack on Titan season 1, and One Punch Man is just so funny. It's almost a parody of an anime.
Yeah.
So it's almost like actually like Rick and Morty in the fact that Rick and Morty is almost a parody of like animated like American style
Yeah.
and like intellectual comedy
Yeah.
where it's like people are like, oh, you have to be really smart to understand Rick and Morty.
So smart.
Yeah. You don't. You just have to be like average smart, but they just make it funny, you know?
The creators are
So
like, what are
are you
people
saying
talking about?
saying that like Rick and Morty is too over my head for me?
No.
Almost definitely.
No, there are a lot of fans who are like, oh my gosh, it's so intellectual. You have to be so smart to understand it.
I have never gotten into Rick and Morty, and you both have been on my case about that.
It's
Yeah, you
because
need to
you
watch
watched episode 1 and
That was
2.
Yeah.
And that's the mistake.
Go
Like
through the
I got
first
stuck at
5
1.
and you'll be sweet. First 5, that's all you need.
See, that's 5 too many.
Oh,
I
girl.
could say that about
A
any
lot of
Batman
people are
series.
going to absolutely hate me for saying that.
Yeah.
I will give it a go. I will
Yeah.
try.
I feel like though
I
you don't follow the trend. You find your own things.
That's right. I
And
probably will
that
get
is-
into Rick and Morty 20 years
Is
from
that-
now
Is that
when
bullshit I smell?
Excuse me? Game of Thrones.
Yeah, what about it?
She hasn't watched it.
Oh, yeah, but she just started too late.
She doesn't follow the trend. Come on.
Yeah, I know. You're actually pretty right on that. Yeah.
What?
I'm just-
You're not jumping on a Borderlands bandwagon?
No, I played Borderlands before Borderlands got big.
Yeah.
You tell me.
I did it
So I'm
before it
either
was-
I
You
was
did it
like
before it was cool.
I'm doing it before it was cool, or
Oh my
I just
God.
wait until it's not cool anymore and then I make it cool again.
All right, here's a question. Most disappointing animes or animated shows for you? One
That's
Piece.
too tricky, dude. That's
fucking
you'd need a
Naruto.
list, and you'd need to be able to go through. Like, are we talking pure anime? Like, mostly Japanese.
How about this? Ones that started off strong and that you did not like kind of.
I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh started off strong.
Yeah.
That first series of
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh was like mint with the whole thing with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pegasus and
Yeah.
like the
It was like it was a good rivalry.
millennial. Is it the millennial
Eye or whatever it is.
eyes and
Yeah.
like the millennial pieces
Yeah.
basically?
Yeah.
And then after that, I just lost
dropped off.
interest.
Okay, here's a question for you. Did you watch Digimon ever?
Yes,
Right,
a little
so
bit.
There was
Not
like
very
this huge
much.
faction split between like Digimon and Pokemon.
I'm Pokemon all the way. I fucking hated Digimon.
I love Digimon.
I'm swearing a lot in this podcast.
No, very
and
violent.
You
Like,
told me you were going to be swearing too, and now I sound like a
I
frigging
never
crazy
said
person.
anything of that.
Have I sworn?
Yes. No.
Ooh, that's good for me.
That's new.
I freaking fudging.
I think Beyblades was almost a waste of an anime. Like
It was.
it was like
Yeah.
it was just there.
Hey, it got me through until 8:30 before I had to
Does
go to school.
Rugrats
Okay,
count as an anime?
Oh,
Rugrats was
that
so good.
was like 90s.
In terms of okay, let's go with your favorite animated 90s series, like just animated shows.
Rugrats.
wait. Was it when we were kids or looking back?
When
the
we were
best
kids.
one.
When we were kids.
Rugrats and Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Really, Sailor Moon?
I loved Sailor
I never
Moon.
got to
Don't you
see
dare
it.
fucking say a
Okay.
word about
Wait,
Sailor
wait.
Moon.
Oddly enough, I had like a few. Dexter's Laboratory. Loved it. Powerpuff Girls.
Cat Dog. I just
Cat
realized.
Dog.
Yeah.
Angry Beavers.
Angry Beavers. Was gonna
Yeah,
say that.
Yeah. Angry Beavers for sure. And Rugrats. Everyone loves Rugrats.
I feel like
I
there's
just remember the song, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
do.
Everyone
Yeah.
plays it on piano now.
Oh, fuck.
What about you, Stitch?
You know what? I would need to go into the recess of my brain that deals with childhood stuff and like live there for a minute. Well, but like I'm not going to do that because it looks scary on camera, I guess. My favorite series as a kid to watch. Well, okay, this is live action, but it was like Liftoff. No one knows what it is. It's like got a scary freaking doll in it. Look it up if you want to have
I think I remember
nightmares.
Liftoff, yeah.
No one knows what it is. Animated series. I liked
Powerpuff
Baba.
Girls.
Baba, the elephant, was my jam as a little kid.
Nah.
Do
I don't
Elephants
know.
and
Do you?
suits.
Okay, I just remembered one. I'm
What?
like delving into my childhood. The Wild Thornberries.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I was going to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That needs to be a live action movie.
Yeah.
We're revisiting all this
Yes.
shit, and it's like Lion King and all that crap.
Nigel
Wild
Thornberries
Thornberries.
is the greatest
That
man
nose
alive.
and that mustache.
Oh,
he was
my-
my
and that
wet
laugh.
dream for a long, long time.
Oh
my
my
gosh.
god.
Ah. Nigel
Nigel
Thornberry.
Thornberry is he is the greatest man alive. Better than Batman 100%.
Most
Yeah.
nasally character in existence.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
laugh.
we are looking at the water-crested
Yes.
beetle.
Yes.
I'm not going to
So
do an
good.
impression. But yes, I
It
think
was like it was like an English version of our Steve Irwin. It was
Yeah.
You
but
mean
like
it was
way
like David
pompous. It was
Attenborough?
great.
In the convy.
No, because David Attenborough is totally different. Like Nigel Thornberry was in his own element, dude.
He wore khaki.
He did,
I'm going to
yeah.
say it like an American. Or
Khaki.
yeah, like British and
Khaki.
Americans say khaki. Khaki. It's
It's
khaki.
khaki.
Like, the khaki.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I agree with you. No, like
The Wild
Thornberries-
Thornberries.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys did that in perfect unison.
We're just linked, you know.
Let's not do that.
You should have heard what we did like before it was recording. I don't even know what it was.
We
but
were harmonizing
Can you not make that
so
sound
well.
completely sus.
Oh, we were all over each other. We were just like
We were
at the
harmonizing.
same time.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Back on track.
Right.
Animated movies.
So
and-
yeah, you've both talked about your favorite animated series.
yeah.
Yeah. Animated series for me is I quite like comic book animated series as long as they're done really well.
What do
So
you mean,
like The Killing Joke,
What about
the Batman
Teen
one.
Teen
Teen Titans is quite good.
I like Teen
It's too
Titans.
sexual. I can't watch it. Like this, so I never got to
I'm
watch
sorry.
stuff as a kid. This is where I lost a lot of stuff. So pretty much we had VCRs of Red Dwarf when it
my
was on
God.
television. Like I just watched the shit out of the 4 episodes that we had, and I watched like some random stuff that we just collected, but we never had Foxtel or like I never got to watch Nickelodeon, and I would see whatever was on the television.
It used to be
Network.
for me Cheese TV
Yeah.
in the
Tuesday
morning
evening.
before you go to school.
Yeah.
I never woke up early enough. I think that's why. And then I
Yeah.
get home and all the good show. I don't know. There was just never good shows on, and so I would never really watch that type of stuff. But I feel like I missed out on like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and like all these shows.
Well, as an adult, you can revisit them and actually probably enjoy them
Oh, what about
10
this?
times more
What
than
about
what
this?
you did as a kid.
Rocco's Modern Life.
It's
Oh
scary.
my
Don't watch
God.
it.
It's on Netflix now.
A new
It's
one.
amazing.
Okay,
like
he worked at a sex line.
Yeah, he did. He was in like a.
Do you know, I have the same thought about you, not the same thought about you, that I'm on the same wavelength that you're on at the moment.
It's scary.
That like as 90s kids, we were subjected to all of this
Some
fucking
horrific animation.
animated series, and then we were just like, yeah, we're fine. We
Yeah,
grew up fine.
Good.
Nothing.
We're well adjusted. Yeah.
We don't have anything wrong with us. And now, like, there's mums that are like, you can't watch that. They said poo poo or something. You know, like we were watching friggin' animated series about, you know, like a character working at a sex line for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
worked on a sex line
that
with his
show
best
was like
friend
an
named
acid
Heifer.
trip, I swear.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't need to take the drugs. You just
Yeah.
watch Rocco
But
and
even
Modern Life and
like,
you had an
have
acid
you
trip.
read the conspiracy theory about Rugrats?
No.
That Tommy is actually the last surviving member of that family as the children, and the other ones are all dead, and they're a figment of his imagination.
Well, that's really terrifying.
And apparently it's true.
What do you
Wait.
mean? No.
It's on.
So what you're saying
Don't
is
say it's on
What you're
Wikipedia
saying
as
is
like-
all the other kids.
you can't trust Wikipedia,
Yeah.
number one, but it is on the web. I don't know whether it's true, but someone has said that Nickelodeon had confirmed that was true. Nickelodeon, can you just double check that for
yeah.
us?
Can you hit us up in the comments?
But yeah, someone said that it was supposed to be a really dark thing that apparently Tommy survived and all the other kids were in a car accident and they all died and they're all a figment
But
of the
what
imagination.
gives you that kind of like why? Where did that theory come from? Is it just
I have no idea, but it's an interesting theory.
yeah? If you know the reason, can you just tell us in the comments?
Yeah, let us know if you've heard that whole rumor or anything. But see, that was another thing. The dark subject matter behind some of the animated series that we were subjected to in the 90s
Angry
is just
Beavers were just about animals having deforestation.
Oh god.
yeah.
Angry Beavers is not a good show. I tried to watch it when I was like
If
a
you're,
late
you're
teenager,
an
and I
annoying
was like,
kid like me, you could watch it because you're like, I relate.
Yeah.
well, I relate because I feel like
That's what you like
I'm
now.
the brown beaver. You know what I mean?
You mean
That's
you.
me. I'm annoying, and I'm like,
Look, I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah.
They're both annoying.
well,
That's
yeah.
the
The other
whole point.
one's like, I am the greatest guy alive. Like he is a total douche,
Yeah.
and he does horrible things to his brother. But his
Alright,
brother's just
how about
an
this
idiot.
one, which is like permeated everyone watch at least some of this, which is SpongeBob SquarePants.
I never watched SpongeBob SquarePants.
Huh?
I got bullied on the bus because I never watched
SpongeBob
Well, yeah, you
SquarePants
deserve
was
that.
the TV show of our generation.
Yeah, it was. It actually was. Yeah.
It really was.
It's stupid.
Oh my god.
Okay, that
How-
wraps up this
you can't say
episode.
it's- yeah, I don't think we're gonna have Stitch on as a guest anymore.
No, I kind of feel a little bit of a
Disconnect.
disconnect.
I feel like we're missing the most pinnacle animated thing of our time.
What is that? Enlighten me, please.
And that is, okay, let's pretend Mulan doesn't exist because I feel like that was our generation's like jam. Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and
yeah,
Stitch is a
Lilo
good
and
one.
Stitch
I
was a
think
good one,
I think Disney animated movies from the 80s
Lion
And the
King.
throughout the
90s.
90s.
Lion King for sure.
92 was Lion King
Yeah.
because we were all
I
born
think
then.
the
Yeah.
Little Mermaid was 89, 90.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was great.
And that might be a conversation piece for another episode is like
Disney.
Yeah.
the changes to the Disney movies
But
and what
also
we think about them.
as an adult, finding out what The Little Mermaid is actually, how it's actually written by Hans Christian Andersen is a totally different.
You can listen to that as a
tale.
bedtime story.
I know.
It should
and
not be a bedtime story.
No. And the fact that Disney changed, I think Disney did change what happens to
I
The
need
Little Mermaid.
enlightening because I have no idea what you're talking about.
So
she turned
she
into
basic-
Seawash
No.
in the ocean.
That's like the end part. So it's the same premise. So, you know, in the animated one, she loses her voice and Ursula takes her voice.
Yeah.
In the Hans Christian Andersen book, like the Fable book, she goes to wait for her husband and this old lady cuts out her tongue for being different.
Okay,
wow.
I've had a
So
different
she
version.
can't talk to the love that she...
Because she has no
Likes.
tongue.
I heard that
'Cause she
that
has
was what
no
she
tongue.
traded. I heard that was the payment for
Yes,
her to
yeah,
get the,
that's what I mean.
So she
But the guy
swims
doesn't
through,
even the guy doesn't even like her.
Yeah,
Hasn't
'cause
even seen her.
she saves him. He's drowning. She saves him, pulls him to a shore, and leaves him at like this nunnery or something. It's like this religious thing on the beach, and this girl who is at that religious building finds him.
Yeah, it's been a
and
while since
brings
I've read
him
it.
in and saves him. And he remembers her. He goes back to the palace, and she swims through this ridiculous like maze thing that there's all these mermaid bones and like other fish bones. If you touch the weeds, they kill you instantly or something ridiculous. So she swims through. She gets to the witch, and the witch is like, I'll help you out. Like if you
I'll
give me a
legs.
voice,
Yeah.
I'll give you legs. But every time you step, it will feel like knives, like stabbing straight through your...
You know, that doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
she's a dancer. I don't know if voice is a thing. I think she's a dancer, but she just loses her voice.
No, because the actual Hans Christian Andersen one, the something, I think she does something against the witch's thing, and the witch actually cuts her tongue out, so she can't talk ever. And you just see in the end of that, it's written that she is sitting on the rock watching the man that she loves get married and everything like that.
Oh,
because
there must be
in the
different-
Danish in the Danish one, which is where Hans Christian Andersen wrote that,
Yeah.
it's actually on the plaque.
There
and
must be
everything.
a few different
Yeah,
versions of it. 'Cause
That
the
might
one
be
I've
something we
heard-
can talk about in another episode, and I
Yeah.
can bring the book and we can actually read it live.
And you can hear what that
That's a
that
long
reading
episode.
sounds like, because it's totally ASMR.
Boom.
The girl is telling you about the mermaid. And you're like,
Anyway.
why am I hard right now?
So with
God, I
we're
shouldn't
gonna wind this up a little bit. So Death Note is on Netflix, both the good part
Animated
and the bad part.
Yeah, the good one and
Watch
the bad
series 1.
Um,
Rejoice at the voice acting of Elle and Misa Misa.
One Piece isn't, but One Piece you can find
Thankfully.
at any good JB High Five or
Or you can watch it on like Anime Lab or something like
yeah. And
Is Anime
The
Lab
Killing Joke is on Netflix as well. Any of yours on Netflix or anywhere?
that. 7 Deadly Sins is a good series.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. At least the first season you should watch.
It's a little rapey,
Yeah, it's a little bit rapey.
a little bit molesty.
Yeah.
Y.
But in saying that, good series still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can we find that?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's a Netflix.
So basically just chill out, have a Netflix and chill night, watch some
Yeah.
anime series.
Go to the
If you
anime
have an
section.
anime series that you want to
Also,
tell
if
us.
you like gambling, I think it's called it's a kakaguri.
The poker one.
Yeah, the poker
The
one.
high school kids that's hypersexualized.
Hypersexualized
and
gambling.
it's all about gambling.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the one that's exclusively about volleyball? Like
Oh, yeah,
there is
no, I
an
can't.
anime for everything
anime for
under the
everything.
sun. We
Yeah.
have a friend who loves. There's a race car anime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but Initial D everyone liked. Anyways.
Yeah,
If you watched
anyway.
it.
So if you have any anime series that you want us to watch, put a
Yep.
comment below in the video on YouTube or on Facebook.
Or hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah, and let us know. But yeah.
Hey guys, Harley here. Did you enjoy that video? Give us a like. If you loved it, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Our socials are linked in the description below, and we're also on Spotify and iTunes, so go and check us out over there. We'd like to know from you if you would like to hear about anything interesting or have any ideas for future podcasts. Drop us a comment and we'll get back to you on those. I'm Harley and this is Gamified. Game on.